Let's talk about Thelma. This movie has to be one of my favorite surprises of the year. It's a movie that had me laughing, it had me crying, it had me thinking of my grandmothers. It's just an overall really great movie. I went into this movie almost completely blind, only knowing that the premise was about an elderly woman who gets scammed out of $10,000, and then she goes on a hunt for the people that took her money and tries to get it back. My main selling point was seeing June Squibb's name and face plastered all over the movie poster. And seeing her in Nebraska, I was really struck by her and I loved her performance in that movie. And boy, was I happy that I went and watched this movie. It's such a charming, beautifully well told and directed film. I think what the director did here in this film is just phenomenal. He takes mundane things that elderly people struggle with and makes it seem like an action movie. And there's just such a nice fine line between respect and humor that this movie treads on, and it's so endearing to watch. I love how the script reflects on not just how old people feel like as they age, they lose their independence and their friendships and their place in society, but also shows that they're fully capable and fully able to do things that we completely underestimate them for. That they don't need to be babied 24/7, but that it is okay to ask for help when needed. The actors are all phenomenal in this movie. They all give stellar performances. The chemistry is really endearing, especially between Jude Squibb's character, her grandson, and one of her best friends that she goes on this road trip adventure with. Fred Hetchinger, who plays her grandson, is just endearing and totally lovable and likable. He's just a kid that's stuck in a rut, but just really loves his grandma. And Richard Tree, who is her friend that accompanies her on her adventure, gives a wonderful performance as a supportive friend, but also the voice of reason during this whole wacky escapade. But the star of the show is June Squibb, and she is phenomenal. At such an old age, 94 years old, she's giving such a stellar performance that's not only groundbreaking, but hilarious and heartwarming and even heartbreaking at sometimes. This is truly a Academy Award level performance, and I really do hope that she gets nominated and hopefully she wins if nothing else comes out that blows her out of the water. But honestly, this is a truly unique movie. I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen where elderly people are in such a forefront of action without it being over the top. It's just them struggling with their normal everyday lives in a way, but ups the ante a little. And it doesn't make them any superhuman or anything like that. It's just a really well told movie about friendship, about family, about finding your place as you get older where you think you're losing your place and dealing with your own mortality. It's just a beautifully well told story that makes you feel good at the very end. It makes you want to go home and hug your grandma. I saw both my grandparents in the character of Thelma, how she like talks about her friends as because they're all dying, how she's trying to be useful, and then it's just these little mistakes that she makes and feels completely terrible for it. It just really like hit home. I love this movie. This is just such a brilliantly well told movie. I highly recommend if you have an hour and a half in your day, just go check this movie out. It totally deserves all the love and attention it can get.